Hello, and welcome to another episode of The End of the Search. This one I call it, What if someone wants to hurt your family? And then, just be normal. It's based on a question somebody asked me, and the question is, Hi Nick, I have a question, and in parentheses says, and I know that the questions are, well, personal, meaning from the character. Then the person continues, but I feel compelled to send it to you and I don't want to put a stop to this thought that's been brewing. The question is, if someone tries to harm, for example, my family, following the Course's explanation, meaning the Course in Miracles explanation, would that someone be me projected out there? That's something I find inconceivable. Then the violent urge to harm anyone who tries anything against the people I loved most arises, and to protect them. What's wrong with that? Don't I have a family? Aren't they real? Thanks, sorry for bothering you, best regards. Okay, let's begin with this little part here where it says, following the Course's explanation, would that someone be me projected out there? Okay. When you're sleeping and you're dreaming, everything in the dream is a projection from the source, not from the character in the dream. So the mind that projects the dream projects the good ones and also the bad ones. It projects you, it projects your family, it projects even someone trying to hurt the family, and may even project you defending it, it doesn't matter. All of that is a projection from the source, not from the person. So here the person says, would that someone be someone I project? No, it is no one you project. It's just part of the dream that seems to appear, and because the dream is dual in nature, well, if you have the good, you also have to have the bad. But that's not who you are. So that's why notice how I am going to address his question, and in the answer I don't bother with those particular details. And in the answer, or the response that I offer was this. That question, like all questions, is a trap that leads to nowhere. Let me ask you, if you have the urge to go to the bathroom, do you then start asking yourself if that implies you are not in accordance with the Course in Miracles? Because if you truly were not a body, there would be no need to go to the bathroom? Or would you simply go to the bathroom and that's it? Common sense tells you the answer. Just as a lion or a bear protects its cubs as part of its nature, if someone were to harm your family, you too would find yourself acting in accordance with what is needed at the moment. However, the question I ask you is, why are you wasting your time with these hypothetical questions? Why not instead focus all your attention on questions that support you in recognizing who you are, such as, who am I? Where do thoughts come from? Am I the one thinking them, or do they appear within me? Even from a place of stillness, you can take advantage of the opportunity to observe those thoughts that take form of questions, like the one you just asked me, and dismiss them without any problem. All I could say is that if you continue to identify with this seeming separate individual, you will act according to that identification in any scenario life presents. And as a result, you might end up acting in ways that have unpleasant consequences. And if that were the case, you need not feel guilty because you're not the doer anyway. In any case, it's best to dedicate yourself to resting in the peace that you are, and learn to see all these questions and distractions as basically thoughts that means absolutely nothing. And trust that in every moment you're acting according to life unfoldment. That way you don't have to worry about what to say or what to do. This reminds me of the following excerpt from A Course in Miracles, which states, I am here only to be truly helpful. I am here to represent Him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to do or what to say because He who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever He wishes, knowing He goes there with me. And I'll be healed as I let Him teach me to heal. In other words, just live a normal life. Just be normal like everybody would do. Again, it's not you who chooses that. That's what happens in your script. But within the context we're speaking here, just live a normal life. And that's it. And don't let the mind distract you with such questions, because they don't make any sense. Let's focus on who am I. This is all these videos are about. When I ask you, if you don't identify with the content of the mind, what remains? The invitation is for you to notice what remains, which is what you are always, in spite of whatever may be happening in the world of appearances. Do you see? And that's how you experience the peace that surpasses all understanding. And while you play the role that you're supposed to play in this seeming world of appearances, you're playing it differently with a mind that is not of this world. You see? So this is all we're pointing to here. That's all. Questions like that, why bother? These videos are not about answering trivial questions. If anything, when they come up, you can see through them. You will act according to whatever scenario presents itself, according to the script that you were born to live, supposedly. If you're supposed to act violently, you will act violently. If you're supposed to do nothing, you will do nothing. But the issue is not whether you act in one way or another one. The issue or the question is, who are you? Are you this seeming separate individual who seems to have a family, who now is asking questions about what would happen if? Or are you simply what is? If you have a chance, I suggest you watch the previous video to this one, when I use the comparison of the difference between am I aware of the body or am I the body. Check out this video, because this is what we're pointing to. Are you this person who's supposedly watching this video? Or are you aware of this person that is watching the video? You see? Are you the objects that you see, or are you aware of the objects that you see? Who are you? What are you? This is all pointing to. And yes, again, you live your normal life, you still take care of your family and everything, nothing is going to change, but the mentality from which you're coming from is going to be very different, because it's no longer a distraction to the fact that you are. And here we are only remembering the fact that we are. And well, this is the inspiration that came through. I hope it served. And as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can be extended.